I've been noticing some real improvements in our daughter lately. I know you've been keeping a journal about how you two have been working together about her socializing. I was wondering if you would want to read me a couple of the entries? I'd love to read some. Here, I'll pick out the best ones and we can go from there. January 13th, 2020. I've never been one for journaling, but I've decided to do so for my daughter's sake. I'm not sure how to start this, so I guess I'll just talk a little bit about my daughter. Addison is 9 years old and the light of my life. My wife and I spent years trying to conceive, and were finally blessed with our little angel. Due to complications, my wife was not able to have another child, so Addison does not have any siblings. Basically, Addison grew up only really knowing me, her dad, and Jane, her mom. Jane didn't need to work, so Addison didn't need to go to daycare. She really didn't start spending time with other children until she started kindergarten. I'm rambling. I need to get to the point. I'm keeping this journal because Jane and I are worried about Addison and her ability to socialize. In my next couple journals, I talked about how Addison hasn't wanted to go to any of those birthday parties. I also talked about the one with Emily. But I also explained how she loves playing soccer and having goals to work for. February 9th, 2020. I talked with Addison today and it went well. We were out playing soccer and I asked her why she loves to play. She said she loves getting better and seeing her mom and I smile. She kept talking and explained that when she scores or makes a great play, that Jane and I have giant grins on our faces. I told her that we get those same grins on our faces just from talking and spending time with her. She seemed shocked, but continued to listen. I also explained how much her encouragement means to her friends and how they have the same grin when they spend time with Addison as well. My next journal explains that I think Addison feels guilty when she's with friends. Maybe that's why she's having a hard time socializing. February 14th, 2020. I came across an interesting theory that I think could help Addison. It's called Fredrickson's broaden and build theory. If I'm understanding and applying this theory right, it essentially means that when she experiences positive emotions, she will pay more attention to these positive emotions and think more about what causes them. Therefore, she will likely keep using and expanding upon her resources in order to keep experiencing these positive emotions. Also, her friend Lexi just broke her arm, and I think I will see if Addison wants to visit and check in on her tomorrow. Love, Dad. February 26, 2020. I found something exciting in my research. After more reading, I stumbled across goal systems theory, which explains how goals connect with one another in a bigger overall system, like a goal hierarchy. I didn't fully understand this theory until Jane and I talked it through. Basically, it explains that to achieve a goal, which is referred to as a higher order goal, people should complete multiple sub-goals and pertain to the overall goal. This theory also goes one step further and explains that to achieve sub-goals, people should complete goal means, which are specific tasks relating to the accomplishment of the sub-goals. Jane and I agreed we need to talk to Addison and we all need to set a more specific higher order goal. March 6, 2020. Jane and I discussed more specifics with Addison about her goal hierarchy. Together, we set sub-goals for her overall goal. One sub-goal was that out of all the events she is invited to, she should go to all the ones where she doesn't have a conflict. From this, we set some goal means, like how she should try to keep an open mind instead of arguing with us and becoming angry about going to events with friends, and that she should explain a happy thought in the car on the way to the event. Love, Dad. In my March 13th journal, I explained that Addison is really working hard to socialize, but that she still is having some apprehension when she socializes mainly for fun. In my March 17th journal, I talked a lot about another theory I found. It's called drive theory. It explains that behavior is comprised of individuals' drive levels multiplied by their habit levels. Drive is the force that compels a person to act when a basic need is not met. A habit is when behavior becomes instinctive and second nature. I'm intrigued by this theory, but will only help if Addison has at least some level of drive and habit. My next couple journals talked about how Addison and I worked on this. We worked on changing her initial responses to socializing. Every time she tried to avoid socializing or gave an excuse why, we sat down to talk through the positives and negatives of socializing. More often than not, the positives outweighed the negatives, and she would go and socialize. This is the last entry I have so far. April 11th, 2020. I am proud to say that Addison asked me without any prompting if she could spend time with a few of her friends this coming Saturday. They want to go to the park and fly kites. She should never feel bad for socializing or wanting to socialize.